That's Nick.
And that's Joseph. And today we're here to talk about Barbarians, the directorial debut of Charles Dorfman, which premiered at the 2021 Fantastic Fest and is being released on April 1st, 2022, courtesy of IFC Midnight.
Directorial debut.
Charles Dorfman, also first produced script. He's a notable producer prior to this. Interesting in my mind, getting story credit is somebody named Statton Roeg, who is one of the children of Nicholas Roeg and Teresa Russell, which to me is very interesting.
I'll have to look up who those people are. So the basic story is there is a man named Wickes, and Wickes owns a company called Gateway, which appears to make like it's like real estate development. Mm-hmm. So kind of like Gregory Hines' character in The Preacher's Wife.
Okay.
Is what I think.
Sure.
But anyway, Wickes had a partner in Gateway who we find out recently died. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Wickes with his girlfriend Chloe are on their way to a house that he now owns fully because previously he owned it with his partner, but now the partner's dead, it's just his. And he's going to this house to meet with his best friend Adam and Adam's wife Eva because they're going to discuss matters involving the house. And there's quite a bit of build-up.
Like they're going to sign it over to them.
But we don't find that out until they arrive. Because Adam and Eva keep talking about, like, the house is going to be theirs. But it's like, we don't understand, like, what's happening. Are they in escrow? Like, what's that?
At one point, one of them's looking at a contract with all their names on it. But yeah.
Anyway, I went off on a tangent. So, the four of them are all having dinner. Mm-hmm. Very interesting conversations. When at a point, Wickes says, okay, I know that y'all thought I was going to sell you this house for whatever I said I was going to sell it to you for, but someone else has offered me way more money. And I'm in a position where I need to take that money. So unless y'all can do him one better, like it is what it is. Eva, she's an artist. And the centerpiece of this community revolves around this artwork she created that kind of looks like Stonehenge.
It's modeled after, in this film, what they call the Gaeta stone. But yeah, it's like a rock monument like Stonehenge.
And I thought this was kind of a silly plot point, but like this installation is like what's driving all this attention to this community.
Yeah, it's just like a big phallic chimney.
But enough so that at the point where Wickes tells Adam and Eva, like, sorry, Eva says, no, you're going to honor this contract we have, or I'm taking my artwork back because you haven't paid me for it yet. And Wickes is like, well, hold on. And then she says, how about this? We'll pay you what you agreed to, and you can have the artwork for free.
No, she said half.
Oh, half. But apparently this artwork has enough significance that Wickes says, sure, okay.
Well, there are a lot of comments made about how well she gets paid and doesn't he know, so yeah.
Right. Okay. So, a subplot is Chloe, Wickes' girlfriend, is pregnant. And we find out that Adam, who's married to Eva, had an affair with Chloe and is concerned that that might be his baby. Mm-hmm. So, at the point where Adam and Eva are going to sign the contract for this house, Adam says, no, I can't go through with it. And then like they start arguing, like physically there's a fight. And then Adam blurts out basically like, I slept with Chloe. So now they're really getting into it. Eva's mad, wants to kick Chloe out the house, when all of a sudden there's someone at the door. And then the movie switches to a home invasion movie because now these three men have invaded the house and they're all wearing like masks. Mm-hmm. We find out those three men are the sons of the dead Gateway partner. And they're there to humiliate Wickes. So it's important to know.
Who is a social media maven.
Yeah, he mentions that he's gone viral and he spends quite a bit of time on his phone, like on social media.
Forgot about the drugs too.
Adam drugs Wickes, so he's impaired.
With some kind of, is it a hallucinogen or MDMA? Something liquid form that Wickes had brought over to give to his friend. And as an act of vengeance, he spikes his coffee.
I didn't think, well, we'll get into what didn't work for me, but the three invaders want to humiliate Lucas by having him go live on, I guess it would be Instagram or TikTok, and talk about how he's a liar and they pour blood all over him. But things get out of hand. One of the invaders gets killed. The pregnant lady gets killed. Then we have Adam and Eva and the two remaining invaders. And Adam tells them, hey, we can resolve this right now. Why don't we go into the house and I'll sign over this house to you? The logistics of this like real estate transaction are like murky to be, because that wasn't their house to begin with, so I don't know how they would sign it over. But anyway,
especially even when Lucas has made the changes with the statute.
Right, it's just
like, how did you get this updated contract? But
sorry, hair in my mouth. So they go in, and Adam ends up killing the remaining two invaders. So all who are left are Adam and Eva. The end.
The end. But also in relation to the title too, he has been somebody that's kind of shied away from violence, and he has kind of come full circle and given over to the dark side. Because there's also this motif about the fox, an injured fox, and how the tradition of hunting the fox with dogs and how that's now illegal and blah 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 are some motifs going on in the background.
I'm very lukewarm on this film because I just thought there was too much going on.
There is a lot going on, yeah.
There is so much going on, and I just feel like this movie is like when you see someone with a really busy outfit on with way too many accessories and patterns, and I just think like this movie needed to take off like a bracelet, a couple necklaces, a ring, maybe like change out that pattern skirt for like a neutral one. I don't know. It's just a lot happening, and I think it takes away from what could have been a really tense, because I think just the fact that these friends over the course of a meal, like their friendship is really put to, and I know this is a very common storyline in a lot of dramatic pieces, but it's like that would have been enough. I didn't need like
this thing with
the infidelity,
gateway and the Gaeta stone,
and this piece of artwork, the dubious nature of the partner dying, it just goes on and on, like the drugging of the guy, like. And then making Lucas such a douchebag, and
yeah, none of them are. I'd say of the four, Catalina, Sandino, Moreno as Eva is the most likable, and she was a kind of a prime interest of mine in watching this ever since she was in Maria Full of Grace or Sebastian Silva's. She's a presence I like. I don't know that I've seen Tom Cullen in anything in a while, but he was in Andrew High's Weekend back in 2011, which is an excellent film as well. So it's kind of nice seeing him here in a completely different persona than I last remembered him. And then I wasn't familiar with the other two. Inès Spiridonov plays Chloe, and then Rheon plays Adam, who's probably best known for Game of Thrones. And I think we spent a lot of time wondering who he looks like to us.
I liked him. He has a really interesting look, and he looks like he could be so many people. But so, the actors were fine.
He was giving me like Jack O'Connell mixed with Hugh Dancy, and kind of he has the Ron Eldard ears.
Okay.
You have to look.
He's a cute little guy, but his character is like, he's little, so it's like he seems puny and passive, and then there's all this symbolism with a fox that he's not able to like put out of its misery, and then he
lies about.
And he lies about it. Then he has an opportunity to actually take out one of the bad guys, and he can't. So I feel like the symbolism is so heavy, and then in the end, for him to just kill the two remaining bad guys just seems so like where did he get the gumption to do that?
And then he's like a commercial actor wanting to write this opus of a screenplay, and I thought that was kind of ridiculous because he's talking about he wants to write about a prehistoric man, and they're like, oh, that's like Encino Man with Brendan Fraser, but the way they dance around it sounds like they're describing this old Timothy Hutton movie. And how they
he's being emasculated,
right,
and
right.
It's just a lot.
It is a lot. The home invasion component reminded me of everything from Helter Skelter to maybe You're Next. I might have.
Is Helter Skelter the movie with Hilary Duff?
No. She's playing Sharon Tate in that movie about Charles Manson. But
what is the name of that movie?
The Haunting of Sharon Tate, I think.
Oh. Okay.
No, Helter Skelter is the name of the book by Vincent Bugliosi, which is about the Charles Manson murders. Anyway, I know you were very cool on this. I didn't love it, but I think comparably to something like The Feast, which we also reviewed, which is a Welsh horror film about this much to do, about this dinner with supernatural elements and the environment going on in the background, that I like this a lot better than that.
Yes, there is a lot going on, so I think that it provided momentum, but at a point I just felt like it's not complicated, it's just dense. I will say I did think the first 20 minutes worked really well because the movie starts with a commercial for Gateway. I thought that was really interesting. Then we see Lucas on his phone, and then the visual is we're looking at an Instagram live. And I'm sure, I know we've seen that in many things, but I thought the use of it in this film worked really well. So, but yeah, once, like you said, none of these characters are super likable, except I would say Eva is the most.
Yeah, you feel bad for her, but I think in every home invasion thriller I mentioned as we're watching this, what makes those scenarios so tense is you've come to feel something for the characters. But when it's a bunch of unlikable people, you're like, well...
Also, the motive or the sort of end... I don't know what these invaders were thinking. They're going to get in trouble. Unless they were planning on really, killing all these people and just being crazy about it. I don't know where they thought they were going to go.
Well, and then
humiliating
it's such a slippery slope because then it gets to... Because they kill Lucas, and then they're like... They finally kind of wrangle the other three, and they're like, well, there's no going back. We have to kill all of them now?
And then Adam drugging Lucas, I didn't understand the purpose of that. I understand that he maybe wanted to impair him because he was getting out of hand. But it just, one more thing to add to the pile.
Yeah.
Did you go through all of your notes?
I believe so.
What would you give this film?
2.5.
I would give it 2.5 out of 5 as well. Anything else?
No.
Listen to our podcast. Bye.